Hi friends, Carrie, how are you today? I am the owner of KDS Insurance Services and I want to talk to you about hurricane season because it starts Sunday. Yeah, and it's going to go all the way through to the end of October. 5 months we have in hurricane season. And here's what I want to share with you, okay, as you get ready for this, because you need to be ready, okay? It is the most dangerous time of the year for insurance claims, for damage to your home, especially if you live in the Gulf Coast area. I live in the Houston area. It's no joke, okay? Last year was a devastating year. This year, well, here's an article, and I'm going to read it, and it is from the National Weather Service, and it says that it runs from, end of November. So it runs from June through the end of November. So we're going to, from now to December, not even November, a whole nother month, 6 months, half a year. The experts are predicting 13 to 18 named storms, with 7 to them of them becoming hurricanes. And of those, 3 to 5 major category destructive storms. That is a lot. That's 1 a month, is what they're predicting. Everybody in the coastal zone area, from Texas all the way in the Gulf of America, down Florida and back up the other side, all the way up to New York, that's the target zone. That's the hit zone. So the Atlantic season starts June 1st. And it ends the 30th of November. On average, there should be 14 storms, 7 hurricanes, so 14 depressions that will turn into 7 hurricanes, and of those, 3 to 4 of them are going to be major storms, category 2, 3, 4, and God forbid anything higher than that. The first named storm of the year is going to be Andrea. You can subscribe to the National Weather Center and get advisories. You just go to their website, put your email in, and you will get a notification, especially if you're in that area. That is a really smart thing to do, so you are aware of when we get a tropical storm, because a tropical storm is when you really need to make sure that you're checking your supplies, that you've got everything that you need in your house for at least a week if you lose services. How to prepare? Well, be prepared like in any other catastrophe. No phone numbers. Have a plan with your family. If you're going to evacuate, where are you going to go? Make your home as safe as possible. Help make sure that you're taking care of cars and animals and things around your house, your elderly family members. Do not wait until the last minute and then expect them to be able to just jump and go. You've got to be prepared. Here's some things to keep in an emergency kit. A gallon of water, non-perishable food items such as canned food for 3 to 7 days, battery-powered radio, battery-powered generator if you have it, a cell phone and a charger, a first aid kit, a flashlight with extra batteries, a manual can opener, wrenches and those sorts of things to turn off your water supply, blankets for sleeping, 1 per person, prescription medication, your glasses, change of clothing, including steady shoes, galoshes if you have them, toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, feminine supplies, shampoo, extra key and house keys to your house and your car. Make sure you know where all your important documentation is before you leave your home, and make sure that you've got it high enough in your home if you are near a flood-prone area, so you know that you will have those documents when you come back home. A fire extinguisher, cash and change, and then books, games, and cards, so you can have something to keep yourself occupied if we run out of power, which happens all the time. If you don't know whether or not you're in a flood prone area, you can go out on the internet to FEMA and go to their flood zone map, and you can find out. You type in your address, it'll tell you exactly how far you are away from a floodplain, and if you are in that floodplain, what kind of floodplain it is. Muy importante. You need to know this. Again, where are you going to evacuate to? Do you know your evacuation route? How are you going to get out of your particular area if you do have to evacuate? And then where are you going to go? Have a game plan with your family. Is your family all going to meet in one spot? You need to have a game plan. This is really, really important. As I said, 13 to 18 storms. 3 to 6 of those are going to have a direct major impact on the United States. And here's a list of these storms for this year. Andrea, Barry, Chantel, Dexter, Aaron, Ferdinand, Gabrielle, Humberto, Imelda, Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Rebecca, Sebastian, Tanya, Van, and Wendy. Those are the names that will cycle through for this hurricane season. All of this is crucially important as we go into the next 6 months. From now, June 1st to November 30th. These storms are deadly, okay? The lower the number, when it gives you a category, first it's going to be a tropical depression. Then it can turn into a hurricane if it gets organized. And then the hurricanes are classified by numbers. The higher the number, the more devastating the storm is going to be and the potential damage from the storm. And here's a trick that a lot of people don't know. It's not really a trick, but it's a tip to remember. Hurricanes go like this. Okay, so the dirty side of a hurricane is going to be the northeast side as it rotates. So when it rotates out, if you're on that side, you're going to get the brunt of the storm. Okay, so think about it as it's doing this business like it's going counterclockwise. As it rotates and it turns, as it turns to the west, okay, going to your left, that's the dirty side of the storm. That's generally where we see the greatest amount of damage. That's generally where the tornadoes come from. So be prepared and do not wait. If you get an evacuation order, please pay attention to it. Our local, state, and government officials are trained to know when you need to go. Now, I understand I have a home too. I don't want anything to happen to my home, but I can always rebuild a home. I don't get a second chance at life. So don't risk your life to save your home or your car or your belongings. The most important thing you can do is save yourself and your family and your pets. Don't forget about your pets. Please don't leave them to fend for themselves. Think about the terror that they would have if you left them in a home and they had to fend for themselves. I couldn't live with myself. And it's certainly not the right thing to do, in my opinion. So be prepared. It starts June 1st and goes through November 30th, hurricane season. They are saying it's going to be an abnormal season. So the prediction models are indicating that we're going to be in for a rough storm. Also, one of those indicators is the heat. And we are supposed to have a horrifically hot summer in that entire area that I talked about. So please pay attention to the weather channels. Get an indicator on your phone. Make sure you're always staying connected with your family. And don't risk your life. It is not worth it. You can always rebuild. God bless everybody. I hope you all stay safe and sound during this upcoming hurricane season. God bless.